Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo is often praised as a classic film and one of Hitchcock's best works. In 2012, it replaced Citizen Kane as the best film ever made in the British Film Institute's Sight and Sound Critics poll. However, upon its initial reception in 1958, critics labelled the film as too long and felt the plot became complicated in the details. Psychological thrillers tend to use rapid cuts to increase tension, and this can be found in some of Hitchcock's other films, for instance, the famous shower scene in Psycho. From the instant the shower is switched on, the pace of the editing heightens. But just as the shadow appears behind the curtain, the time between cuts increases for just one shot, letting tension build. On the other hand, the length between cuts can be analysed with the male gaze theory in mind. The flower shop scene in Vertigo consists of both the male and female leads, but it can be noted that the shots of Madeline are significantly longer than those of Scotty. Madeline is being watched intently by Scotty, hence why the shots featuring her are considerably longer. This coincides with the idea that the film is being viewed from a male perspective and is further reinforced by the obsessive nature of the character Scotty, who attempts to remodel Judy into the image of Madeline after her death. However, during the scene of Judy's transformation into Madeline, the shot length ratio is about equal, maybe longer, on the male lead. This is possibly to show the reaction of Scotty upon viewing the transformation, although it could be argued that this scene does not focus on aspects of voyeurism. Pure cinema, an avant-garde movement which sought to return film to its origins by focusing on the visual. René Clair, a key figure in the movement, wrote in 1927 that the cinematograph is a machine designed to project animated pictures on a screen. The art that comes from such an instrument must be an art of vision and movement. Vertigo is a key example of the features of the movement. Many scenes of the film have little to no dialogue, which leaves the visuals to tell the story. Hitchcock stated himself that you can do anything you want with montage. Cinema is simply pieces of film put together in a manner that creates ideas and emotions. Hitchcock used footage of himself as an example of the effect that montage has. The first shot shows a woman with a child, which cuts to a shot of Hitchcock smiling. He is depicted as a kind old man. However, when the first shot is replaced with the shot of a woman in a bikini, the successive shot of Hitchcock appears to hold a less innocent implication. This effect is known better as the Kuleshov effect, a psychological phenomenon discovered by Lev Kuleshov in the early 1900s. Montage editing provides the desired emotional response from both the actor and the audience. Commenting on Vertigo, Francois Truffaut expressed that James Stewart isn't required to emote. He simply looks 300 or 400 times, and then you show the viewer what he's looking at. Transitions are kept to a minimum for the majority of the film, mainly straight cuts and fades to black. This follows the typical classical Hollywood style in which the aim is that the editing is subtly placed so that it would not interfere with the narrative. The exception in this film being the nightmare sequence, in which animation and special effects are used to distort time and space. The start of the dream is denoted by a series of colour changes, during which the pillow that Scotty was laying on subtly fades away without the audience noticing. Following that, the transitions used are less subtle and appear to serve the purpose of deliberately disorientating the viewer. Though it is difficult to determine specifically what type of transition is used during the section in which Scotty falls through the open grave and falls out by the bell tower, it could be argued to have a similar effect to that of a graphic match. 3 different spaces are linked with the character falling, but it is viewed from different perspectives. The transition between the point of view shot and the zooming in of the floating head creates a dizzying yet effective outcome. The editing style of Vertigo can be described as a mixture of pre-established approaches such as pure cinema, classical Hollywood, and Soviet montage. The blend of each editing style created a multi-layered film open to interpretation that is still considered iconic to this day.